Well, look at what we have here, the ARRMA Granite 4x4 BLX. Let's check it out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Tony here, CCxRC, and today on the bench, we're going to be looking at the ARRMA Granite 4x4 BLX. This thing comes in at $299 with brushless power, waterproof, and it's just a killer. 50 plus miles an hour, it says on the package, under ideal conditions. And so we're going to be looking at this thing and showing you guys what it comes with inside of this body. So let's do it. Okay, guys, so here's everything that comes in the box with your brand new ARRMA Granite 4x4 BLX. This thing is a $299 brushless monster truck, four-wheel drive. It's a great price point, and it's a whole lot of truck for that money. So I want to show you guys what you get with it. First of all, you get this Tactic TTX 300 controller. This transmitter is one of my favorites. I still use these on all of my SMT10s and the other trucks that they come with just because it does so well. I have had zero issues with range or anything with it. It's pretty bare bones, but it feels good in the hand, and you can one-handed drive it. It's a little bit trickier, but I have a different grip that I actually put over this, and so that helps me a little bit. Quickly flip it around and look at the other side here. You can see your power switch on off, and then you have throttle and steering reverses in case the way it's set up you need to change it. It's turning left when you're turning right, and you just flip the reverse switch. Same with throttle. If you pull the throttle and it goes in reverse, you can just switch it out. So that's just a quick way to be able to adjust it if it's not wired properly or you put in something different. Anyway, steering trim here, adjust if it's a little bit out of straight alignment. You can align it there. Throttle trim and steering dual rates, which will allow you to adjust how far the tires will turn. I usually go all the way up on that. But as you're first starting, you might not want it to turn that sharp and prevent rollovers. But eventually you'll get to that point. And then you've got these extra toggle buttons here that you can program depending on the truck that you have. If you need like an aux button, you can do that for turning on lights. All right, so take a look. Takes 4 AA batteries. Pretty basic and pretty great controller. So I like that it comes with something that decent in this price point is good. Quickly, we'll look at the manuals here. This is kind of like a fold-out, do-it-all, how to access everything. It's got your, whoa, it's glowingly bright. All right, so it's got basically your explosion, part explosions, all the different part numbers that you need. And then on the other side, it shows you how to access the different components, remove your drive shaft, remove the motor assembly, adjust the slipper clutch, all of that. So this is pretty handy to keep on and hold on to. You've also got this manual that tells you about how to run everything, how to remove the body, all the basics to get you started, how the controller works, all of that, and then also setting up your ESC. It should come set up as well as your receiver, but if it doesn't for whatever reason, this can get you going again. So let's brighten this back up as we look at the body itself. First let's look at a couple of the part bags here. I already ripped this open to see. It gives you the kind of multi-tool. This should fit in here and get on the wheel nuts. However, it seems to be stripping out as tight as these are on here. So you'll want a different wrench for that. But it does have a little tool here to be able to adjust your turnbuckles, and a larger wrench here, or socket style hex. And I don't know what that goes to offhand, and I didn't really see it in the manual. Plus you've got a couple little shock shims here that you can use to adjust the tension on your shocks, and 2 hex wrenches, which will be handy for you when you get into it. So we'll take a quick look here over the body itself. The graphics look fantastic. Nice decals, all of that, all around. It isn't a licensed body, so they save money there, but their graphics team knocked it out of the park, and the design is off the charts. So it's a pretty nice feeling body. Undercoated in white. Now normally they have like a little slogan in here. This one doesn't have it, but it does have these nice retainers for your clips that keep them on the body when you take it off, which is a fantastic feature. So let's get in here and let's look at the tires. These are their D-Boots tires. They feel really good. They've got nice grip to them. They're coming on a plastic rim here, which is fine. They're glued tires with good foam in it, and it feels good. You can see in here the C-hubs look, they look pretty substantial. The shocks have a little front plate here to help protect them, and so you can see here it's just a plastic shock body, shock cap, but they say that they're durable, and we'll be testing that. I've seen a couple people have upgraded the shocks on theirs, but we're going to run it out of the box, see how it does. The A-arms look mighty good. The assembly of all this looks similar. There's a little bit of metal in here to help support this area here that holds everything together and holds your diff in, and the pins run through here to hold your A-arms. And so it looks like they've just added a little strength to that area by reinforcing it with a little bit of a metal plate in there. Looking up, we've got the shock tower here is plastic, as well as the body post or body mounts here, but they do feel like there's a little bit of give to them, which is a nice thing about plastic. Front bumper again has some give to it. All of the plastic seems to be of a nice material that should be very durable as well, so that is something that's a bonus. You can see the drive shafts are tucked in here, and they are telescopic so that they are able to compress as they move, and it changes the length between, so that's good. All right, so let's zoom back out here a little bit. We'll see the chassis itself. It's a tub style chassis with a really big, basically like a fender that goes all the way around it. Keeps extra dirt from getting in here, which is nice, because you've got your steering assembly and everything down underneath here. You can see that, again, the turnbuckles and everything on these are adjustable. They've got plastic ends with a metal rod in the middle. Let's see, what are we running here? We've got EC5 connectors to the BLX 100 ESC. And here, this is a 100 amp ARRMA ESC. They're running the ARRMA ADS 7M. It's a 7 kilogram waterproof servo, which would be really great for a basher. And so that goes to, on the other side of this, it's down on the bottom. It's got a servo saver on there, which we can't see just because of the way that it's built. But you've got your little electronics box here, and underneath this is going to be where the receiver is. If we look up top here, we've got our on-off switch, which has got a waterproof coating around it. And again, this BLX ESC is waterproof as well, if I didn't mention that. Again, 100 amp, and it powers this. And it powers this right here, their BLX 3200 kV motor. It's got a nice heat sink on it for us. You can see in here the plastic drive shafts, and these drive shafts are kind of neat because they're able to just pull off, because they're telescopic as well. And so you pull off that end on the back, and then you should be able to pull it off, slide it off the front one as well. There we go. And so you can see that this drive shaft is on a spring, and it's able to telescope to get it in and out easily. Now, going back to those Allens that we have, this is how you are able to adjust your slipper, is to use an Allen wrench inside of here, and you have to go longer way like this. There we go. And so you're able to tighten or loosen your slipper clutch with this. And then you just put this back in. You start at the front, and you're going to work it onto the front splined output from the differential, and then there we go. That's back in. It's that easy to get the drive shaft in and out. Something really cool that they've done, and I really like. They've also got this set up so you just take a couple screws out, pop and pull on this. It'll pull your whole motor assembly out off of the differential in the rear. And so really, really clever design that they've done to be able to work on all of these pieces and get into your differentials as well with just a few things that you have to remove. So I really, really like what their design team has done with this. Another thing that I like is that it's got Velcro for holding your battery in. You know, everybody comes up with their own little type of plastic to hold it down or whatever. I just prefer Velcro. Just give us the Velcro, people. We can adjust it to the different size batteries that we have, and it's just fantastic. You know, you get the molded plastic pieces, and it just isn't as adjustable as we would like it to be. So that's just coming from a consumer. Maybe other people have different opinions. Actually, the suspension on this feels pretty all right out of the box. All right, coming around to the rear, we've got the wheelie bar. We've got more shocks, actually a little bit easier to see view of the shocks here, as well as the turnbuckles here in the rear and the A-arm. And it's pretty much like almost a mirror of the front end. A little bit different bumper, but a lot of these components look the same. So that's kind of what it looks like. We'll flip it over and just show you the modular chassis that it's got here. Everything's nice and countersunk in there. And you can see that there's very minimal screws on the bottom of this, which is just fantastic. I love things that are easy to work on, and this just looks easy to work on. And again, coming in at $300 with this nicety that you've got in here, the easy to work on, you know, it should be a fantastic truck. And I've actually seen people just like Rich Duperbash just going nuts with this thing, and it's just taking a beating, and it just keeps on going. So this is really something I wanted to test out, because it really is a great like first RC for people. If you want to get in and you're able to get in at this price range, that $300 gets you a pretty sweet truck that can do a lot for you. Now these again are going to be a great basher. The Senton is going to be a great basher as well, but a little bit lower profile, longer, not going to give you the wheelies and some of the fun stuff that this will give you, and it's completely fun in a different way. But I'm a big monster truck guy. As you can see, looking around, I've got quite a bit of monster trucks, and so this one really has my attention. And you know, ARRMA's really killing it with their pricing on things, their design aspects, their quality, and nowadays you can get parts for them just about anywhere. And so it's inexpensive. If you do break something, you're new to the hobby, it's really easy to get in there and fix it, and it's inexpensive to do so as well. So to start at $300, you don't just throw it away if you crash it and you break something. You just go to the store, you get a new A-arm for, you know, maybe $10 for a pair of two. You know, I don't know exactly the price points on stuff, but that's about, you know, the range for these. You know, other parts are maybe $3, $5, but it's pretty expensive to keep it up and maintained. And so again, this will take a 3S LiPo battery, and it'll go 50 miles an hour is what they say. So we're going to be doing speed tests with it. I've got my little speed radar dynamite GPS thing. We'll strap on this, see how fast we can get it going, and then we're going to take it to the BMX trails for you guys and just give it a total bashing. All right, guys, as you know, I am super excited about getting this out on the trails, throwing it through the air and seeing what it can do on 3S power, seeing how fast it is. And I just got to wait for the weather to clear up here, and then I'll take it out there. I want to be respectful of the BMX trails, because if it's muddy, I'm going to be tearing up the jumps, tearing up the approaches, and that's just not cool. A lot of people put a lot of time into that, and I think we should all be respectful of the places that we go and bash. So I'm going to wait for it to dry out a little bit, and so that I won't be creating any damage to the area there. So I'm going to wait, but we'll get it out there. We'll do some speed tests and some other things along the way. So be on the lookout for it, guys. And if you like the video, let us know down below. Give us a thumbs up. Let us know in the comments what you might want to know about this thing. And of course, as always, guys, have fun RCing, and we'll catch you next time.